about bad apples.
Yes.
What if there's a puppy or a puppy that we're seeing starting to exhibit biting tendencies?
Yep.
Still so very young. Is there anything we can do to intervene?
That's a really good question. Yes, there's a lot of things. So, I guess it depends, first of all, if it's biting as in teething or biting as in playing. Those things I don't worry about at all. You want to redirect the puppy, get it to do something different. Fear biting, that's a whole different thing. Mm-hmm. So, fear biting puppies I worry about because those often grow up to be biting adults.
It was his.
Dogs.
Look, he's driving by. Yeah, he picked him up.
Yeah, that's Jordy. That's his truck. Yeah.
Now we all know.
So, yeah, big tall one. So if they're fear biting puppies, that is the thing you want to intervene early and really be diligent about socializing those puppies really, really well. And I guess, so let's talk about that. We'll talk about the different puppies. Okay, so we'll talk about fear biters first. Let's say we get a little guy like this, the one that, little Tucker there.
Fear biter.
If we have one like that, a fear biter, what needs to happen with one like that is needs to get out and be socialized. Worst thing to do with a fear biting puppy is put it in a house with little kids. It'll get really afraid of people. It's best to be in a house with adults and other dogs, specifically other dogs that are really confident.
Those are test subjects.
So dogs that are really confident. A puppy who is fearful, they're typically fearful. It could be either from genetics. It can also be fearful from being isolated, not socialized at all.
Kennel stress.
Yep,
It shouldn't be in a kennel. It should probably be in a foster home, not in a shelter.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And it would be, so just to give an example, let's say, so with your dogs, let's say, if you had a fear-biting puppy, and let's say your dogs are great with puppies, an ideal situation is to put a really fearful puppy, take him out with adult dogs who are very confident so that he can learn from those other dogs. Puppies will learn much quicker from other dogs than they will from human beings.
So find them a mentor.
Mentor, you bet. That's the way to do it. So put them with a really confident dog. You don't want to put them.
Some dogs as mentors, like we should say.
Yeah.
You bet.
That's
so
why Jeff and Jill do so well with the foster dogs.
Yes.
They got really good dogs at home.
That's right, and that makes a huge difference. So we can socialize them all we want, and that does help a lot. But we cannot communicate with a fearful dog the way another dog can. Yeah. And you'll see some other dogs that are terrified, and then they might be so scared and then say, oh, well, these guys aren't scared. I guess I'll just do what they're doing. And that can really change them very quickly. So that's a good thing to do with fearful puppies. If you have puppies that are little guys that are just literally, nibbling on your fingers, teething, I don't worry about that at all. And I don't get mad at them either. I don't do anything. All I do if they're nibbling on me is I just say, hey, take this little teddy bear instead, or here's a little chew toy. So I just replace it with something that is appropriate for them to chew on. But I don't worry about little babies like this because they're just teething is all they're doing. Now you get the third one would be the puppy who's, let's say, older than that. Let's say you get a 12-week-old puppy and he's just a little shark. And all he wants to do is bite your hands and grab your pant legs and chew everything. And you go through the whole series of, no, don't do that, puppy, and stuff like that. And so the things that people will typically try with puppies is they'll take them by the scruff of the neck and give them a little shake and say no. And with these shark puppies, that does nothing. They just think that's a game. And then they're like, oh, great, your hand's here. Now it's closer for me to bite. So they bite and they got sharp teeth and they're nasty little things. And they think it's a game. I've even had puppies who I've disciplined really hard for doing that. And the second you let them up, they're just right at your legs again or right after your hands. Those are puppies you have to be really firm with, because if you let them get away with that, they grow up to be biting adults. And you want them to know, so we're talking like, let's say, 10, 12 weeks and up. And those can be certain breeds that are the worst. German Shepherds can be bad. lab puppies, pit bull puppies, and it's not that they're aggressive or mean. They just think that biting's okay and it's fun and it's just, a great thing to do. So probably don't have any biting puppies here, do you? I'm guessing.
That's the only puppy we probably have, except for
little one.
Daisy's a bit of
Daisy's
a.
still technically
She's like
though.
8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, you
old.
don't have any.
really
Okay,
biting
so I'll just
She's
tell you what I do
jumpy.
with biting puppies, and that one's too little, so I don't want to show you on that little guy. But what I typically do with puppies that are biting is because what they're usually going to go after is your hands. So what I do with those puppies is I make sure that they're wearing a collar for starters. And what I'll do is when they go to bite me, I'll hold them by the collar, and I will stick my fingers right down their throat, and I'll hold my fingers there, and I'll try to touch their tonsils, and they will be. And I can actually show you on her because she's not going to get scared if I do that because I can tell she's not going to be worried about it. So she'll be a good one to demonstrate on. But so that's a way to deal with those biting puppies, and I found with that that stops the biting faster than any kind of discipline, because if you get mad at them and you whether it's
She's not good with
yeah,
that.
she's got kitty, she doesn't want you near her. So any other discipline tends to not work on those biting puppies, but when you put your fingers down their throat, they learn really quick that, holy cow, if I bite your hand at all, then I get this thing down my throat, and I didn't want that, and they try to spit you out in a big hurry. Yeah, good idea, Lee. They try to spit you out real fast, and that usually curbs that whole biting thing right away. And it's because puppies often learn that. I find puppies, especially like 12 weeks and up, they usually will learn that if they've been around little kids, and they tend
I guess
to.
there's that side.
Little kids will run, and the puppies will bite their pant legs, and of course the little kids scream, and that gets those puppies even more wound up, because that whole screaming thing, little dogs love the sound of that. So it just gets them, I'm gonna show you some different things with this dog right away. Okay. So dog like this. So